In the winter of 1980, the small town of St. Augustine was gripped by fear when 11 altar boys vanished without a trace. The boys, aged 10 to 14, were last seen leaving the local church after a late evening service, their voices fading into the snowy night. When they didn't return home, frantic parents alerted the parish and a search began with church volunteers and townsfolk combing the streets and woods. Footprints in the snow led to a dead end near the church cemetery, and despite exhaustive efforts including police dogs and aerial searches, the boys seemed to have vanished into thin air. The community clung to hope, but as years passed, the case grew cold, leaving behind only whispered rumors and unanswered prayers. 26 years. Later, in the autumn of 2006, a tip from an anonymous source prompted the FBI to reopen the investigation. Acting on suspicion, agents exhumed the coffin of Father Elias Grant, the beloved priest who had led the church during the boys' disappearance and died in 1995. What they found was horrifying. Beneath the priest's remains, hidden in a false bottom of the coffin, were small bones and tattered fragments of altar robes. Forensic analysis confirmed the remains belonged to the missing boys. The ground around the grave showed signs of recent disturbance, suggesting someone had concealed the evidence long after the priest's burial. The truth was devastating. The boys had likely been victims of a dark secret tied to Father Elias, a secret buried with him and later tampered with by an unknown accomplice. The town reeled in disbelief, its trust in the church shattered. The boys' families, who had kept their sons' rooms as memorials, were left with more questions than answers. To this day, the identity of the accomplice remains a mystery, and the shadows of St. Augustine's past continue to hide the full story of that tragic winter.